Light has went around the room several times within a second. So that's how fast it is. And thought is just as fast. The speed of thought is quick. Because when you move your hand, you move your leg, like that's fast. That's like within a split second. So when you shed the ego, then you're shedding the part of yourself that is mortal, that is worldly. And when you start to see through the illusion, you will find out that you're going to start losing things or forgetting where you put stuff, or you put stuff a certain place and it's not there when you go back to that particular location, whether it's in your house or outside of where you stay, or even in your purse or your bag or your backpack. You're going to find out that things are not going to be where they used to be. Why? Because you're seeing through the illusion. When you see through the illusion, then things will shift in your life. And one of the things that will happen is that certain people will change up on you, because now you're not familiar to them anymore. You're not doing what you used to do. You're not at a certain level that you were once at that made people comfortable. When you get out of your comfort zone, then people will show you that by becoming uncomfortable around you. And when people become uncomfortable, what they would do is sometimes they will start to attack you. Sometimes they'll start trying to start some mess with you. Sometimes you won't even feel comfortable going around certain people like you used to, because you're starting to judge. Now you're starting to feel superior because you're at a certain level of thought that you were not at. That's what shrinks you back down. When you shed your ego, then that means you're shedding your perception of how somebody else's life should be. And you're living in the truth and in the elevation and vibration that you are in. And the way that you remain at that elevation and that higher frequency is understanding that you have a lot more to learn, and also understanding that people always have something to teach you. And whether it's the negative or the positive, they have something effective to teach you in your life, and they also have something to give you. So when they give you time, that is priceless. That is a part of their life they did not have to share with you. When they give you love, that is something that they chose to do, that they did not have to do. It was not forced. When they give you laughter and a sense of humor, that is a gift that is priceless. And they also can enlighten you in an area that you're not familiar with in your life, or perception or way of thinking that you didn't think of before. So there's always a gift that somebody can give you. And so when you get to a part or a point where you feel like you're superior, then you're shrinking, because even the creator, in all of his knowledge and understanding and all of his wisdom, he created us. He created us to communicate with us, to transfer that truth to us. And had he not made us, he could have remained on his throne in his palace, but he saw a need to make others, because what good would have been for him to have all that truth and kept it to himself? So he had made us with a purpose and designed us to learn things at certain stages and points in our life. And he had the love and is the manifestation of love, and he is the creator and designer of love, and he shared that love with us. And what love does is understands that everybody is not going to be at the same level that it is at, but it sees past that to the potential and what it could use that person for. So we all were created with a potential and designed for a certain purpose and reason. So when others are, you feel like not at the level you are at, you have to understand that they still have something of value that they can teach you and share with you. It's all about staying humble. You are never have gotten to the point where you are not able to learn. There is always more to learn. There is always more to see. So when shedding ego is about being concerned about other people's feelings, it's about respecting the fact that when somebody is sad and not belittling them and insulting them because they are sad. It's about accepting the fact that somebody may be angry and not belittling them or transferring that anger into you and then letting it bounce back and forth, and that energy of anger bounce back and forth between you. There's going to be people that's going to challenge to lower your vibration. So if you at a level of peace and happiness and harmony, there's going to be someone that is going to try to remove that balance of harmony that you have. And it's up to you to allow that to happen or not. Now, you can either remove yourself from the person, you can either set them straight, because sometimes you do have to let people know that, hey, don't come at me like that. But the best thing to do is remove yourself from around it, if possible. If not, you have to continue to, in your mind, think in a higher vibration, regardless of whoever is surrounding you trying to lower that. I think a good way to do that is keep you some headphones handy, and so you can throw the headphones on and tune out the world. Now, one thing I notice about when I wear headphones is that here comes somebody always wanting to talk to me or ask me a question when I got the earplugs in. And I'm like, don't they see that I got the earplugs in? And it don't even be something important or something that they really had to disturb me over. That's because I'm tuning out the world. But if you're trying to reach people and vibe with people, then headphones are a barrier that will keep people away from you. And it also could be something of importance that you're missing. Say something happens traumatic and you're out somewhere, you got the earphones on, you don't hear when people are saying what's going on, or they're trying to let somebody know to get out the way, because you've cut the world off, you've cut all of that off. So it is vital to at times still be connected to what's going on. Like me, I don't watch the news, so all this stuff that's been going on lately has been a surprise because I don't watch the news. But the other day it happened to be on, and I was in another room recording some music, and I came out and I took me a little break. I was gonna eat and take me a little break, and I looked at the news and I saw all this stuff going on. And it's fear tactics. It's tactics to make people be in fear. But see, when you understand that God is the provider, then you're not going to be in fear because you know what he can do. Also, it's a test of our faith. So the last thing you need to do is panic. But had you already been in tune with the Almighty, he would already let you know to go and get certain things, and to always have you a survival bag handy, and always have this stuff stocked up. But this is also a test of our faith, but it is also them wanting us to run around like chickens with our head cut off, trying to run to these stores and the shelves empty. Well, you don't wait till the shelves empty. You go to the store when the shelves is full and you stock up. It's a lot of distractions. And so that's part of keeping you in the ego mind. Putting all these distractions out here. And a lot of these distractions are telling you not to love, not to trust, to be selfish. Don't be with the opposite gender. Don't get too close to people. And I have to make myself aware of not getting in this mindset, because it's easy when somebody hurts you to put up your guard and look at everybody like they're gonna hurt you, to look at everybody like they suspect. But the same way, it's always a pair. Always think about it. Where there's hate, then there's love. Like they go in pairs, though they are opposite. Where there's hate, there is love. So when somebody come in your life that to use you and hurt you, and they ain't got your best interest at heart, there's going to always be somebody else that's going to be honest, real, and loyal. And when you are still contaminated by somebody else who was toxic, then what you do is you transfer that onto this person that is coming to do you no harm. God spoke everything into existence. So when what you speak is manifesting, what you speak is becoming something. So if you always speaking, don't trust, don't settle down, don't open your heart, then you're transferring that to the energy is going to keep rotating around you, where everything is going to be about pleasure, 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 pleasure. No love, no love, no love. And that's just like circulating around you. And that's what's going to keep presenting itself into your life is pleasure, no love. See, the enemy knows the power of abstinence. He knows the power of keeping yourself sacred, because you rise to a higher level that way. And that energy in you is going to be more powerful, because you're going against the flesh. The flesh is ego. You're going against the flesh when you are abstinent. That's why he always sends somebody to try to get you off track and tell you abstinence is not important. He always have somebody out here promoting to you that marriage is not important, because the enemy knows the importance of man and woman coming together and loving each other, not just coming together for pleasure, but loving each other, because loving each other is saying, I'm going to stick by you when you have a bad day, when things are going bad in your life. If your economic situation changes, if you're not able to pleasure me, if you get sick, that's like saying, I'm going to stand with you no matter what. A lot of people want to avoid that. That's why they don't want to fall in love, because that requires responsibility that they don't want to take. They want to stay in a zone of pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. But if you don't have nothing to say to each other when you get out that bed, if you don't have no foundation built up under that pleasure, then it's going to crumble. It's not going to last. So what you're going to do is have to be always looking for a new person to do those things with, because you don't have a foundation. So you always got to find a new candidate. You always got to find a new person to try to go along with your agenda when you're doing things off the balance of nature and off the balance of the law of creation and the law of the creator. Then you always got to try to find somebody who is willing to come into agreement with your state of mind that is off balance in the law of God. Now, with that being said, what I'm trying to say is that you're going to meet people that's not at that same stage. So that is a test at times to see if you're going to stay on track, or you're going to let this person throw you off in their philosophy and their way of being. And sometimes it is meant for you to cross paths with them to inspire them in a different way in their life. But don't think because they're at a different stage that you used to be in and you got out of, and you didn't release the shackles off you, then that somehow you can't get them shackles back on, because it takes 1 second or 1 moment for you to go back and mess up all that time that you spent doing it the right way or getting away from certain things. And also sometimes you are crossing paths with people to inspire them and change their lives. And the way that their life changes and seeing you stay solid in what you're doing. Let's be clear, everybody can't be abstinent, because a lot of people feel like they're missing something, and a lot of people are influenced and trying to be cool, and they want to look good for the crowd, and they want the crowd to like them, so they're going to do whatever it takes to be liked. And if that means that they out here just sticking and moving and jumping in and out the bed with folk, they're going to do whatever it takes to be like. And then there's the person that says, I don't care about being like, I know this is taking me to a higher frequency and vibration, I'm going to do this. See, when you start to follow the laws of the creator and you understand that everything is balanced a certain way, and it's just like on a scale, and it's all balanced in a harmony in the way he designed it, then you understand the importance of staying at a higher frequency and shedding the ego.